Hello everyone and welcome back to your tomorrow's weather today. This is my second video of today. I didn't really expect to make a second video today until I saw that there was an enhanced risk for severe storms tomorrow in central Texas. This was really sudden as this wasn't yesterday's outlook didn't even have any marginal risk on the map, any three of these areas. And then this morning we woke up to two areas of marginal risks, and then this afternoon an enhanced risk in Texas and this marginal risk in the Gulf states. Um, so for tomorrow we have a 5% chance for tornadoes in central Texas and a 2% for the Carolina coast. 5%, 30% wind chance, damaging wind threat for Texas, 5 for the other two spots, 5% chance for hail, and then 30% chance and 15 with significant severe in Texas. So what are they saying? Um, they're saying favorable shear getting stronger as you go up into the atmosphere. Um, Very large hail will be possible with the new initial supercellular, so we are going to be seeing supercells tomorrow, and then damaging winds and a couple tornadoes. Um, and these cells might go into a line of storms to become a damaging wind threat mainly into the night, and then the storms will diminish. So let's go take a look at our models. So looking at the NAM, we are going to go to 12Z tomorrow, and let's go to, so this is 7 a.m. Central Time. Um, and then we're gonna take this ahead um, to 15, 18Z. We can see storms are starting to fire in north central Texas, but that's not really where our area of risk is. And then you can see, um, so we can see it's south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So if we put on the population center, we can see Dallas-Fort Worth is right on the edge of the 5% marginal risk area. Um, so looking at that, Dallas-Fort Worth is up here, but these storms are going to be moving into the area of development, into the risk area. Moving it along, we can see they become more of a line of storms that are diving southeastward, and you get some cells out in front that could be the tornadic ones, and then we can see our severe threat over here in the Gulf states. So taking this back to 15Z, let's look at our surface base cape. They were saying anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500. And we can see evidence of that. Let's take a sounding in the 1500 area. So this environment is not capped. The LCL and LFC are pretty high um, to see tornadoes in the where the sounding is. Shear is relatively low, and you can see possible hazard type is severe. Um, Winds at the surface and the low levels are weak. If they were a little stronger, I could definitely see this being more of a tornado threat. D-Cape is 1056, so probably some strong winds in this area. Um, let's take it up here, right where those storms were developing. It's a little contaminated. Tornado is our risk or hazard. Shear in the surface to first kilometer isn't great, but getting up to the surface to 3 is looking better. Um, D-Cape is looking better for tornadoes. And we got some veered winds. Not bad turning of the winds in the low levels, but that LCL is still um, little high up there. It's a little high. I'm gonna go back to reflectivity. Let's take a sounding right in front of that storm. So severe. Um, Photographs don't look horrible. I mean, the first kilometer is bad, but surface to 3 is not bad at all. D-Cape is a little high up at 1100. Not a capped environment. Um, So this is going to make it easier for storms um, to pop up um, instead of just popping up where the cap is able to break. So if you have a cap, let's say this is hilarious capped. Let's say it breaks here, here, and here. You're gonna get a storm here, here, and here. But without a cap, storms are able to fire throughout the entire thing and take energy from each each other. Now the LCL height, it's a little high in most places. That's why I don't think tornadoes is really a high threat tomorrow, in all honesty. And our supercell composite, let's take one in that 14 area. I'm just curious to what this looks like. That LCL isn't bad. Um, 704 isn't horrible. The shear's looking actually pretty favorable in this place with the 0 to 1 SRH being 125 and then 264 for surface to 3 kilometers. You can see we have backed winds here more out of the east and then out of the southwest for your low level jet. So at this time, let's take a look at our winds. I'm just curious. It's not really, the surface winds are weak, um, as you can see. Let's go to dew point wind. Dew points are looking pretty good, mid 60s, maybe some low 70s. Taking a look back at our risk area, um, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have the wrong area. So right here, I would say that's right in here. So let's take a sounding at 21Z. You can see our winds are starting to get more backed. I'm just trying to look for any fronts in here. I'm not really seeing any, but let's take a sounding right in there. Um, it's a little contaminated, but we have some dry air mid-levels, severe hazard type. LCL's a little high at 1400, almost 1500. DCAPE is pretty low. Um, so I'm agreeing with the SPC that um, hail is the main threat for tomorrow. And the low-level jet at 850 millibars isn't strong. I've definitely seen stronger, but they do get up to at 700 millibars. Not that bad at 30 knot, 34 knots. Um, yeah, so there's a little bit of a cap up here. Not too bad though, because it doesn't go across the parcel. But we do have some south easterly winds at the surface, and then 1 kilometer up going to the southwest, south southwest, as you can see right here. So the hodograph looks pretty good in this area, with shear looking pretty good. Um, Cape is in the 2000s. LCL's a little high. DCAPE is pretty low. Um, I'm just these dew points are pretty good. If we so we follow, yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Um, that's only what 15 degrees if that spread, and then let's go up to 500 millibars. You can see we have a nice, there's a big cutoff low right here. We were talking about that the other day with the where we're gonna have below average temperatures for Texas because of this upper level low that's gonna be sitting over the area, um, and that's evident here. So let's go to the HRRR. We can is the 18Z fully out? The 18Z is fully out. Um, so I'm gonna take this back a little bit just to see what the HRRR is saying. Um, so moving this ahead to 16 to 17Z, we got a storm firing right there. This is going to be a hail producer, and it's going to be diving southward. And then we got some more pop-up storms. I see. This is, I think, is going to be a better representation than the NAM 3 kilometer, um, because it had a convective system up here. But I think this is showing the supercells developing. Oops, my bad. Um, at 21Z, and then bowing out into a line of storms towards the evening hours, and then dying off. Yeah, this is I feel like a better representation. So let's go back here. Let's look at the surface base cape. Looking pretty good up here. Let's look at the cap real quick. I'm just going to take a sounding afterwards. I'm just going to go back to here. Let's take a sounding right in front of that just to see where that's headed into. Marginal severe, because we have weak surface winds. This is showing negative SRH values. So, okay, yeah, this photograph doesn't look great, honestly. Um, let's take one a little farther ahead, so it's just so it's not contaminated. Severe 20 degree dew point spread isn't great for severe weather, um, but it'll do, especially with the 60s. Um, Surface winds are weak, and so is all the winds up to 700 millibars. And then 500 millibars, they increase pretty nicely. Decape is low. That decape is going to help with the downdraft, um, which will get you um, your stronger winds. So if I'm just going to look at the populate. Let's look at cities. So Austin is in this threat tomorrow, so what? That's around here. So let's move this ahead. I'm just curious. So let's take a sounding there. Um, LCL is a little high, 14, almost 1500. Yeah, it's pretty high. Um, Shear isn't great in the first kilometer, but the first 3 kilometers is not bad. Definitely got some curvature to the hodograph, not great. You would want to see surface winds stronger and more backed. Um, Over here, if you wanted to see tornadoes, obviously we don't want to see tornadoes because we don't want loss of life. Um, but winds at 500 millibars is pretty veered um, at this time. And we can see that upper level low here with the 40 to 50 knot winds. Again, weak at 850 millibars and getting better at 700 millibars. Still not great. Um, yeah, even the sounding isn't fantastic. Let's take a look right here. I think this is behind. Yeah, this is where storms are. So that's why we're not getting a good sounding here. And I think that's why we weren't getting a good sounding over here as well. Um, just looking at significant tornado parameter, nothing really catching my eye. I don't buy this at the moment. Um, and 0 to 1 kilometer shear, look, nothing. There's nothing. These are just because storms are firing. That's why you're seeing these little blobs. Um, and looking at the LCL height, um, there's places where it's a little high for most places, but overall it's not great for tornadoes, which is good. Um, and lapse rates 700 to 500 millibars, not bad. Um, they could definitely be better, but around 7 isn't bad for severe weather. I will definitely make another video tomorrow morning about this, just so we have a better idea of what's going to happen, and we can have the newest model runs of the HRRR. And I can actually show you the RAP model tomorrow too, which would help out. Um, which we can get a better. The RAP is a good model too, and then we can look at the mesoscale page for the Storm Prediction Center. We can actually go to that for today's severe weather, just so I can show you what I mean by that. Let's go up to Illinois or Iowa. Um, so Iowa, we're having there's a chance for tornadoes today. It's really getting off track from today's video, but there's our low pressure system, and we can see we have supercell um, composite. It's there, shear is there, and there's cape. So I can go through all this tomorrow, and we can forecast it with these numbers over here, um, and we can go through everything. And this is actually the RAP model, so we can see how the RAP is picking it up. Okay. Um, Thank you all for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications to never miss a new video. And tell your friends and family about the channel so we can grow and I can get my forecasts and videos out to more people, so we can save more lives and get people prepared for upcoming dangerous weather, or even so people can be more aware of the weather. Just again, thank you all for watching. Have a good day.